Hi, friends, I'd like to welcome you today to Sarah's Great Day. We're doing it a little bit differently this week, and we are at Sarah's Orthodontist office, Dr. Nicholson, and he has been so gracious to meet with us today.
My pleasure.
There's just a lot of conversation online about braces and kids with special needs, and this is just a really it's a hot topic. And so Sarah is actually on her second set of braces. She had a set earlier, and now she's on her second set. And I would like you to hear from Dr. Nicholson. Maybe this will, give you some more information, and you can make a good decision for your child. So thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it. So, how long have you been treating kids with special needs?
Nearly as long as I've been in orthodontic practice. I remember very, very early on having special needs patients. So it was just something that was, I felt really blessed. We had a pediatric dentist that had referred us special needs patients, and I thought that was a great vote of confidence, and so we just tried to honor that whole process.
Okay. Okay. Are there any obstacles that you encountered when you were doing that?
Well, it's in some respects it's no different than working with any other child or an adult for that matter. You have to develop a rapport with that individual. You have to assess their need. You have to assess their capabilities, what they can give you in the process. And the one thing that's different is sometimes it takes longer to build that rapport.
Okay.
And it can't be overstated how important it is to spend time on the front end, allowing the patient to acclimate to your environment. It takes multiple visits, sometimes over a long period of time, and taking baby steps. Yeah. But at a certain point, the patient begins to become comfortable in your environment. You develop a rapport and a trust, and then you can be able to ask greater things of them. At first it's just in a matter of a simple exam, open, be able to get the mirror in, get them used to the equipment, get them used to your chair, your environment. They haven't been in your office before. So the big thing I think is to go slow.
Okay. And I know with Sarah, Sarah came here for almost a year before you ever put a brace on her teeth. And she would sometimes just come back here and you guys would talk. She'd sit in the chair.
Right.
The really crazy thing that you had to do, though, were the molds. Right. And how do you get the kids comfortable with making the molds?
My staff is really the one that needs to answer that question. That's I've got some, Sarah's laughing over there because it's true. The staff is the key. To have a staff that has the heart to care for these kids. And I've been really blessed over the years to have staff that do that. Most of my staff have kids themselves, and so they can relate as a parent, and they can relate to some of the special things that come with those parents and patients. And so they try to be as patient as they can, and they know we have to get a job done. Yeah. So it's a balance of patience and firmness in working with that personality and working to get as much as they can give to you.
Right. And I remember when you did Sarah's molds, I was shocked because we've done multiple molds, and I just never thought she'd ever do it. And, she did. She walked right in there, held her mouth with this goop in it. And so, and she has sensory issues. So that was that was awesome.
A lot of special kids, needs kids do have sensory issues. And so it's a matter of building a rapport over time so that you can develop a trust level. They can trust what you're doing with them, that it's going to be an experience that they can tolerate and go along with.
Is there any maybe advice that you could give a fellow orthodontist who's got some kids in that they know that are coming up in the ranks and that potentially might need braces that have special needs? What would be your advice?
Well, my advice is don't sell these kids short because they have a great capacity to be a real asset in your practice. I have no more loving patients, no more patients that my staff looks forward to seeing than some of our special needs patients. And you just have to be patient to get there. But you will find the effort that you put into it very worthwhile.
Yeah. I remember one time I peeked back here, and I think you've got, what, 4 or 5 chairs? And there were 2 kids with Down syndrome.
Right.
And I was like, that is way too cool. So, well, thank you so much for spending time with us today and doing our dance party. We owe you big time for that.
Oh, my.
Like, you're probably going to charge me more money now.
Yeah. Dick Clark is probably turning over in his grave.
Well, we thank you very much. We thank you for your dedication to kids with special needs, and I look forward to continuing Sarah's dental work with you. So thanks, friends, for joining us here, and we're going to take off and go back to the kitchen because Sarah's teeth are going to be a little bit sore from getting her braces tightened, and so we're going to make some macaroni and cheese. We'll see you in a minute.
Hi, welcome to my new show. Hi, I am Sarah.
Hi friends, thanks for coming back to our kitchen after we were at Dr. Nicholson's office. Did you have a good time with Dr. Nicholson?
Yeah.
Was it like a hoot, him doing a dance party with us?
Yeah.
He is the coolest orthodontist ever. Love him. So thank you so much, Dr. Nicholson, for joining us this week. You had some great information for parents and for other orthodontists out there. Today, we are going to make macaroni and cheese. And if you go on our website, which is different than our YouTube channel, right? Because we do have a YouTube channel too, which is called Sarah's Great Day. But on our website, which is United Media Now, we have a recipe for crock pot macaroni and cheese. And we always make that, don't we, when you get your teeth fixed?
Yep.
Yep. We don't make it very often because it doesn't work with our girlish figures, does it? No, we would get chunky, so we can't have it all the time, can we? So anyway, we're going to make it a little bit different today. We're going to make it in individual casserole dishes, which makes it kind of fun, and you can't eat the whole pan. So, Sarah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing is we had one box or one 16-ounce box of noodles that we already cooked. Sarah does not drain noodles, do you?
No.
I do that. Okay. And we're going to shake that to get the extra water. Can you move that faucet for me, honey? No, the faucet, babe. Can you slide this faucet over? Thank you, love. And then we're going to just pour them right back into the pan. And this is what makes it a little bit different. And we're going to add a bunch of ingredients to it. Sarah, the first thing that we're going to add to it is a 1/4 cup of butter.
Okay.
And Sarah, you want to cut right, if you look on the side of butter sticks, they have by teaspoons, and by tablespoons, and 4 tablespoons is a 1/4 cup.
Okay.
So,
Cut in there.
cut it right there. See where
Right
it says a 1/4 cup? Right there. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna, there you go. Right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start getting some other things ready.
Oh, there.
Is it squishing on you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Now, normally you need to melt this in the microwave, but the noodles are so hot, they are going to melt it. So Sarah, do you want to stir that up?
Sure.
And there you go. That's Grandma Charlie's spoon. Okay, so we're gonna melt that butter in there. And then we're gonna take one 12 fluid ounce can of evaporated milk. I would not get the skim kind. I find that if you try to make this fat-free, it curdles on you. So just get the real stuff. It actually doesn't have much more fat than the skim. Okay. How you doing there?
Very nice. I came in deep, deep.
Okay. Oh, there's our butter. Look at it. Look at it.
Wow.
Oh, it's almost melted.
Woohoo.
And you know what? There it is. See how it just is melting on its own?
Yeah.
So Sarah, does it bother you to have braces?
Yeah.
Does it?
No.
No. Does it hurt?
No, it's not hurt.
No, no. And she gets out of school once in a while to get them tightened, don't you? Before I add my milk, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. Which one do you want to do?
I'm doing this one.
Okay, pour it, sister.
Okay.
Remember, this is not fat-free. There we go. Okay, one more. That's 1, and 1 is
2.
2. There we go. Can you stir that again?
Sure.
Okay. This is actually our good friend Misha's recipe, isn't it?
Yeah.
She gave me this beautiful apron this week from Haiti. It was made in Haiti for my birthday.
Awesome.
But we love Mish, don't we?
Yeah.
And like all the recipes I use, almost all of them are hers. So she comes from a long line of good cooks. Okay. Are you ready to add the milk?
Yeah.
This is evaporated milk. Make sure you don't get sweetened condensed milk. They're right together. But sweetened condensed milk is what you make caramels with, not macaroni and cheese. Right, Doobie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to add some dry ingredients. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Can you do that for me, Sarah?
Sure.
And I'm going to mix the dry ingredients in this little container. Makes it easier. And you want that even, right? You can even use your finger to even it out. Because you've washed your hands, haven't you? Good job. Always make sure you wash your hands. Put it right there.
I put it there.
Yeah. We always wash our hands before we cook, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we cough into them. Why don't you go wash your hands since you coughed into your hand really quick, okay?
Okay.
And I'll mix this, and I'll actually start. You're going to add probably about a pound of American cheese. And I get, you know, the kind that's not in the little individual wrappers. But, you know, everybody uses what they like. There's this great restaurant downtown Indy that has, they put manchego cheese in it, which I love. It's like so good. So just use what you've got, you know. Okay, now we need of dry mustard.
Okay.
We need a ½ teaspoon. Again, the good teaspoons, right? Because you can get them in a bottle, a little tiny bottle. So Sarah, did you have a good week at school?
Yeah.
Good.
Mommy, that's good.
That's great, Sarah.
And I put it in there.
Put it with the salt. What's the big project that you're working on right now in social studies?
Working on the Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark. Okay, can you stir that for me?
Sure.
Lewis and Clark. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what year they started to go across the United States? We made up that goofy song. What is it?
Uncle dear, what the almond? Mom was a president.
I don't think that had anything to do with Lewis and Clark and everything to do with Barack Obama, right?
It's a president.
He is the president, isn't he? Okay, you ready to sprinkle that in there? Because we're almost done.
Yeah.
And then, to make it really, really cheesy, can you stir that up for me?
Sure.
We are going to add 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
Do your teeth hurt sometimes after he tightens them?
Oh, yeah, a bit hurts.
And you just take a little bit of ibuprofen, don't you?
Yeah.
That seems to work. And by the way, before we got started, we did set the oven at 325 degrees. It doesn't take very long for these to cook. So, you know, just take a look at them, probably 20 minutes, and, you know, if they're not bubbling and brown, then don't take them out yet. And Sarah, would you pour that in?
Sure.
I was almost doing your job. You can hear my oven back there. It's going to town.
In a whole bag.
Whole bag. Do you believe it? Ooh, this is why this is so good.
Okay, you know what? My friend Faith would taste the macaroni and cheese.
She would taste the macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
Huh. Well, we're going to have Faith on the show, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for the most part, this is all melted. Hunter, can you get in kind of close? You know, it's not perfect. There's little chunks of cheese in there. I'm going to actually scrape that off. Uh-oh. You know what this means is that little Sarah is going to probably take a bite. Why don't you get a spoon and then you can actually have a bite and not sneak it.
I'm not sneak it again.
Okay. She is very sneaky, aren't you?
Not sneaky.
Okay, grab it and tell me what you think.
Okay.
Good?
Wow. It's the best crunching of bee's knees.
It is the best. Did you say bee's knees?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Faith did it.
Faith is our guest today who is not here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put these in little individual casserole dishes. And you know, I found these at Home Goods. They're really cheap, and it's just kind of special when you make these individual casseroles. And Sarah, I'm going to have you, because we don't have enough cheese, right? I am actually going to have you sprinkle some more cheese on top.
Awesome.
Yeah. Say thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, let's put that back here.
Okay.
And you would just do up the whole bowl. But we're going to grab some cheese and sprinkle on top, because there's not enough cheese already. And like I said, don't worry if there's little chunks of cheese, because they're all going to melt in the oven. But look how creamy that is. Do you have a good shot of that, Hunter? Look how good that is. This is why you don't make this very often, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
This is for special occasions, like getting your braces tightened, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably why you love Dr. Nicholson so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to put it into a 325 oven. So we're going to go back there.
The door.
Would you like to get the door?
Sure.
And this is what I love about doing things on video, is we have another set already baking, right?
Yeah.
Would you shut for me?
Sure.
And let's set the timer for 20 minutes. So wait till that gets to 20. Can you turn it?
Turn this on?
Right here, honey.
Sorry.
No. Okay. Turn. See? Can you do it? You just turn it that way. Don't push it in. Just keep going till you get to 20. Keep going. Push it in. That's how ours works. So, okay. And when you're done, you have, whew, I lost my rack. You have these yummy individual macaroni and cheese dishes.
And I get a forks.
And you get us forks.
Okay.
And that's it. So, very easy to make, easy to chew, good for your teeth. And Sarah, I know you had to go to Dr. Nicholson today, but was it a good day or a great day?
Great day.
Great day. Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you have a good week. I cannot wait to eat this. This will be so good. Ooh, yummy. It's very hot. Sarah, would you like to thank our sponsors?
Thank you, our sponsors.
And who would you like to thank?
I thankful to my friend Melissa, Madison, and Faith.
Those are your friends that you're thankful for?
Yeah.
And we are also thankful for our sponsors, for DK New Media, for Tangram, and for Lee Supply. Thanks so much for supporting Sarah's Great Day. Thanks.